Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing really awesome. Thank you so much for tuning into this amazing conversation that we are about to have, and just thank you for spending some moments with me to tune in for this episode. It is me, Adrena Monet. Thank you so much again, and I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and have the conversation. So today we're going to be talking about like how to embrace and protect the empath goodness in you if you are someone who identifies with being an empath. Now, for me, I will go ahead and get started by saying it was only last year, 2020, that I discovered, I guess, the more official term of the qualities that I embody, just day in and day out. I had no idea that's what an empath was. I've heard the term, obviously, over the past number of years, but I just never sat down and did my own independent research and proper research and study of it until last year when I was experiencing some other things and everything else. So it was about 6 months ago when I decided to go and do some little research, and I was like, this explains so much of my life. This explains so much of my life. I'm like, y'all weren't gonna tell me? Like, you didn't think you should tell me? Nobody thought they should tell me. And so, needless to say, it has been quite interesting. And then, of course, in preparation for this video, I discovered a few online articles. I know there are books out there as well, which I'm very selective about books. You don't need to recommend any per se to me unless you know about the author's integrity and stuff like that. But I'm real funny about books that I add to my collection nowadays, and that type of thing. Just it's a thing. But I know there are books out there, written material in books, being an empath, spiritual dynamics of it, and whatever else. Okay, and so in preparation for today's video, I did pull a few articles that I'll be linking down below in the video description. I might link the same stuff down in the comments as well, but for sure, the resources that I looked at as well in my reflections in preparation for this video, I'll link it down below. I'll link them down below in the video description, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get more into the convo. So empaths are described as, being like emotional sponges. Like, we absorb the emotions and the life experiences and otherwise of others quite easily. It's also said that with many empaths, that we are maybe a little bit uncomfortable in like huge crowds, which definitely is me. Like, I can cope with it, but the way I'll need to recharge, like right after, like once I get home, or to just a place of being able to recharge, yeah. And what else? It's also been said that empaths, we bring a lot of heart and care to the world because we do feel things so very deeply. And that's so true. Like headlines, various headlines, if someone loses a loved one or something else tragic happens to someone, especially kids. Oh, kids are my heart. So if something tragic happens to like a child, I don't have to even know them, but like it gets my heartstrings like really good and that type of thing. And so yeah, in preparation for this video, I was like learning a few things here and there more about what it means to be an empath and tendencies you may have, etc. I'm like, that is me, and that's also me. I didn't identify with a couple traits and things I've seen in a few articles online, but with quite a few of them I did identify and was like, oh my gosh, my life. And so, of course, as empaths, we have a lot of empathy. Yeah, we sense others' pain and happiness and everything else in between quite easily because we are emotional sponges. We have really good intuition, which is also very true. We have really good intuition and even discernment. Like, I know my discernment is pretty good as well in various just instances and otherwise. We have really good intuition. We take comfort in nature, which for me one of nature's scenes that I live for is a beach. I live for the beach. And that explains why, like, when I'm just like a matter of walking down whatever path may lead down to like a beachfront, I don't know, something just comes over me. It's like an overwhelming peace that I really cannot even put into sufficient words. So the beach is one of my places. I love a really good park as well. And yeah, nature for me definitely is a really good getaway from it all and to recharge. We mentioned how, like, for me personally, I don't do the best in crowded places. I can make it work, but you know, I'm all about like really like low-key gatherings, good vibes, and good vibes only at those gatherings. I definitely have a hard time not caring about people and their situations and their goals, if they're genuine goals, of course, because scammers, obviously. But yeah, I definitely have a challenging time not caring. I'm getting so much better about that now. And I continue to just grow in that area of just not caring when I really don't need to. But yeah, and so that's that on that. And then I'm sorry y'all, I'm actually tired I'm shooting this in the evening, and I've had some long days the past like week, and so my body's a little bit physically tired, so excuse me. But I do, people do feel comfortable telling me their problems and me just listening and that type of thing. And so yeah, people definitely do feel comfortable telling me about like their life experiences and that type of thing. What else? I definitely am someone that needs to recharge, like after just a long day, a day of work. Yeah, I just need to recharge in general, whether it's a busy day or not. Just recharging just helps me to, you know, bring it all in and everything. And I definitely don't like conflict. I'm just all about peace of mind and, excuse me, I'm just all about peace of mind and, yeah, just peace, honestly, just peace, honestly. So, yeah, so that's that on that. And I'm growing in the area of not only not caring about everybody's whatever they may have going on, but also setting boundaries. Now, I'm pretty good in that area, but I have to keep boundaries set and that type of thing, and keep myself accountable in different ways, so that betrayal and otherwise find themselves being greatly eliminated in my life as a result of having bulletproof boundaries set in all areas of my life. And yeah, in all areas of my life. And yeah, so those are some key qualities and things. I'll link this article from Healthline in the description down below. And as far as even like events go, another article that I found, it says, now this made me laugh when I read this a couple hours ago. It said, if you know you're sensitive, like ultra sensitive to like the presence of people and that type of thing, you should depend on your own and make sure you, if at all possible, whenever possible, have your own transportation like set in place where you can come and you can go as you please and as you need to. And I'm like, that would explain, because that's me, like that's really just me. I don't know. I definitely like to have my own transportation whenever possible. And I'm the kind of person who, like, especially if I'm out of town for whatever the reason is, like if I didn't bring my car out of town, like a few states away or state away or whatever, if I ended up relying on public transit, I will use that public transit, Uber, my feet, all the above. I will use one or the other to get myself back to my Airbnb or hotel or whatever, to avoid being at like a gone toxic environment, or from being like in the surroundings of people who just, you know, I just did not foresee to be a certain way, or whatever the case may be. I will find a way I will find a way to seek refuge, pretty much. And so that's so true that I really do love to have my own transportation. I like to have my own transportation when it comes to just having a plan of escape, okay? So I saw that in this other article, which I thought was so funny because I was like, that's the empath in me? Wow, okay, that makes sense. And so now that we've discussed the various qualities of empaths, let's talk about how to like protect and guard the empath goodness in you. So of course, set boundaries with people. Set and maintain them. Don't just set them, but maintain them. Hold yourself accountable for the fact, and then even have, you know, 1 or 2 people, especially who you can confide in, and who also in love hold you accountable, you know, for, you know, keeping up with those boundaries and everything, standing firm and confidence and assertiveness as needed with those boundaries. Another way to guard the empath goodness in you is to always trust your empathic intuition, some call it. Always trust your empathic intuition and discernment. Enough said there. Another way to guard the empath goodness in you is to be discerning about the kinds of events that you say yes to and the company you'll be around at said events or gatherings. And so, yeah, just be discerning about the kind of events that you say yes to. Fear of missing out will have you definitely throwing caution to the wind when it comes to your boundaries, unfortunately. So fear of missing out, if you're someone that, for any given reason, deals with fear of missing out, and like you know, just have to kind of be everywhere or whatever, you might want to nip that in the bud as well, because many regrets in life will come from the fact, ask me how I know, and it's just not necessary to be at everything. Like, it's okay to, you know, it's okay to miss out on certain things or whatever throughout any given year, okay? Another way to guard the empath goodness in you is to be pretty much the same thing. Okay, sorry, I'm just getting my notes. But it's to make enjoying some dynamic of nature a regular part of your self-care and soul care routine, whether that be a simple walk outside or a jog outside or whatever. Enjoying the front yard or the backyard with your kids, your grandkids, your special someone, whoever the case may be. Going camping or to the beach, etc., as often as possible for short and long-term getaways. Whatever your idea of enjoying nature is, and making nature a part of like your self and soul care, soul as in S-O-U-L, your soul care routine, you know, make it happen in that type of thing, and you'll thank yourself later. It might be when the weather permits, especially if you're somewhere that sees quite a few seasons a year, when the weather permits, you know, going out onto like your patio or whatever, your balcony, and enjoying coffee, tea, or hot chocolate in the morning with your breakfast and the book, or your breakfast and the journal, you know. And so that's one way to enjoy nature and just enjoy, you know, the outdoors in general. What else? So yeah, making nature and unplugging and recharging, getting your day boosted and started well, for instance, or winding down from a long day or from a busy day or whatever, from a successful day, from a productive day, winding down from the fact as well by spending some time on your balcony or on your patio or whatever the case may be, at a park. Make that a part of your routine as often as possible. And then also, to guard the empathic goodness in you, be discerning about the people that you show up for, whenever that happens, along with exercise great discernment when it comes to causes that you'll extend and grace your time, finances, energy, and other resources with. So again, I'll say that it's to be discerning about the people that you show up for, and exercise great discernment when it comes to the causes that you find yourself extending your time, finances, and energy for or to. And then I've got another point here that says to be intentional with engaging in self-care and soul care on a regular basis, you know. And then altogether, you know, whether it's ideas I've shared in this video on how to embrace and also guard the empathic goodness in you. Yeah, just do what you know is right for your spirit. Do what you know is right for your daily schedule. Also, a morning and evening routine. I pretty much kind of harp on the importance of having a morning and evening routine in my various self-care videos, especially. It's not really a self-care targeted video, but self-care and soul care is very much important for the empath to you know, engage and indulge in on a regular basis because of how because it's how we're wired, you know, because of how the empath is wired. So a morning and a really good detoxing, whatever detoxing looks like for you, renewing your spirit, whatever that looks like for you, recharging your spirit, all of the above can also come through the various dynamics of a morning and evening routine. And so those are pretty much my points for how to embrace and guard the empathic goodness in you. Talk to me down in the comments below. You know, when did you find out? Maybe an age, maybe a year. When did you discover that you're an empath? If you are an empath, obviously, because you'll identify most with this video if you're an empath. And so comment down below when you found out, because I didn't find out till last year. I mean, I knew I was operating and flowing in the spirit of an empath. I just didn't know that's what it was called. You see what I'm saying? And if you know me, I'm not really into like a lot of buzzwords and things like that. I'm very selective about words I use in conversations and etc. So I'm very intentional and selective because I just don't like to mislabel things, etc. So I'm just like, if only I had known this at least 5 years ago, man. So thank goodness for living and learning and growing wiser, you know, by the day and moment by moment even. So yeah, comment down below if anything resonates with you, and also how long you've known that you're an empath. And we'll talk again soon. Thank you so much for taking time to enjoy this conversation with me and all. So I will talk to you guys again soon enough. Peace, peace.